Welcome back to our 2-Minute Tuesdays with Trish and Pastor Dave.
2-minute, 2.
All right, today's question is from Barbara.
Yay, Barbara, hi.
All right, she asked, what do you say when people say that you need the opposite of something to understand that something?
Okay.
People say we need darkness in order to see the light. I get what they're saying, but doesn't this mean that evil is required? That Satan is necessary and even good?
Oh, wow. That's some deep thinking there, Barbara. Okay, start the clock. Let's try to unpack this.
Yeah.
So, what you're talking about is the difference between perception and what something actually is. And if you're just talking about our perception of something, then what you said is essentially correct. The way we measure light is against darkness. The way we measure hot is against cold. How we feel something depends on our environment and how much of each thing we have, right? And that's absolutely valid as long as you're just judging by our eyes, our nerves, or whatever. But the question is there a reality that is bigger than our perception, bigger than our eyes? And I would argue yes, that what we perceive the world as and what the world actually is are two slightly different things. And it's not that our perception is wrong, it's simply that it's limited and it does not govern everything. So in that sense, I believe there are things that are bigger than us that, whether we perceive them as good, bad, or indifferent, they still are what they are. Now, those things are hard to name, but I know one at least that we can start with, the same one we talked about last week with meaning of life, and that is love. I do not believe that we need the opposite of love in order to understand love. In fact, that's kind of abusive thinking. I think love is infinite. Love proves itself by itself, and it changes the world all on its own, even if it's not against a backdrop of horribleness. And in fact, the idea that I can only care about you if I do equal things wrong to you, nobody's going there. So let's start with that. Love first, and then ask how that loving the world changes your perception of the world. And I think you will find more and more things becoming evident and growing in your life without needing to see or experience or create the opposite of them.
Well, thank you for your question, Barbara. We have our own forum for you to also ask your own questions at lightofthespirit.church and an email.
Yep, pastor at sov-id.org.
And a Twitter.
At Dave Deckard.
All right, we will see you next week for our next video.